one step beyond you. Only one step, only one step, one step beyond you. Only one step, only one step, one step beyond you. One step beyond you. Only one step, only one step beyond you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your girl Erica Lynn, and welcome back to One Step Beyond You, home of motivation and inspiration. You guys know that each week I bring you different topics that will inspire and motivate you onto the next level of your life. This week, I just got two questions for you. How important is it for you to have change in your life? How important is it? The second question is, what do you need to do in order to prepare for that change? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. How important it is for you to have change in your life and the things that you need to do to prepare for that change, because sometimes change comes and we're not ready for it, but we ask for something that we're not ready to get. But before we get started, I don't want to go any further without making sure. Did you guys like this page? If you're a new visitor and you're just visiting for today, I want you to stay because you enjoyed us. So make sure you like this page. Now, that was pretty powerful. But the most awesome thing is subscribe. Do not go any further unless you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Erica Lynn Gillis. Subscribe. Now, I love it when you comment below. Please comment below. I love interaction. I like talking to you guys. It's me that talk back and forth to you all. If you ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. You need a prayer, I'm going to pray with you. Anything that you could do that's within my power, make sure you comment below. I love it. And I always say to you guys, I know that you want to keep me to yourself every week, but I'm shareable. Share me with other people. So share this video right now, because there's someone else right now that just woke up this morning that's going through things, who's struggling, who can't figure out, like, Lord, how can I get a foot in the door? How can I get a step ahead? So they need to hear about change as well. So share this video this morning. Thank you. Many of you are on a constant battle of staying focused on your path. You work day in and day out. You stay consistent on achieving your goals. You begin to feel like, I'm working so hard, but I'm not getting to the finish line. What about people who are in bad relationships and you have done all that you can do? You feel like nothing you do is good enough. Man, I remember being in those shoes. You feel like your spouse or your mate has totally given up on you guys. You say to yourself, when is things going to change? When am I going to catch a break? You know, for me, I had to ask those questions to myself as well. I remember when my kids were much, much younger. I lost my job. It was the best job I had, or it was putting food on the table, and it was paying the bills at the time. But I would have to get up and drive them to the school bus every single day and pick them up from the school bus every single day. I always felt like I had very smart and talented children. I was a single mom that had 3 kids. And I could not find another job after I lost my job. You see, you guys, I worked at Walmart at that time. And working for Walmart, my hours were flexible. I was able to arrange my schedule around the time that I had to drop the kids off for school and pick the kids up. Sometimes I would go in to work after the kids got off and my mom would come and sit. But my children were like, my son, he was old enough to sit with the kids for a while until my mom got there. But when I lost that job at Walmart, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm unemployed with 3 kids. I had no idea what the next step was going to be. I was 35 years old, and I knew that I had 2 years of unemployment that I can receive. I don't know if it's like that to this day, But at that time for me, those were the options that I had. And I was like, oh my God, when am I going to catch a break? I know many of you guys can relate to, when am I going to get my big break? When am I going to catch a break? When does these hanks get up off of me? When am I going to stop going through all these bad things that I'm experiencing? When am I going to get a new house? When am I going to get a new car? Why do I got to be on the bus all the time? It's cold. I'm freezing. I can't afford to pay my light bill, my gas bill. I just do not make enough money. I work so hard to stay focused on my goal and my dream. And then you stop and you say, when am I going to catch a break? Whew, that was a mouthful. But I thought long and hard when I decided to go back to school. For me, I had to realize that if I wanted change, I had to create my own changes in my life. I couldn't just sit back and wait for a change to come to me. I had to create a change. I had to make something happen. So while I was going through that transitional period where everything wasn't going right in my life, there was one thing that I could do. It might not benefit me in that moment, at that time, right then and right there, but it'll benefit me in the long run. So I had to work on making my own change. And I had to just put little steps in and create little things along the way. Every little inch, every little step you take, it goes to the ultimate goal of creating your change. So this is a perfect segue that will lead to the next question that I got asked you guys in the beginning. What do you need to do to prepare for the change? There's 3 questions that I wrote down and that you can go by in days prior, before, or after. And when you go back to this video or every day in your life, so you're going to write these 3 questions down. And as you're going through things, you ask yourself these 3 questions. And I promise you, they're going to bless you. They're going to help you. So the first question is, ask yourself, what exactly do I want to change? So in the beginning, I gave examples of a job, a relationship, things in my life. But in those examples, what exactly do you want to change? Do I want to change my job? Do I want more money? Do I want a promotion? When I reach the finish line, what does that look like? So oftentimes in our minds, we say we want to get to the finish line. We want God to bless us with all these things, but we really don't even know what the finish line look like. Can you actually honestly describe what the finish line looks like? Have you wrote your goals down? Have you created your vision board? Have you thought it out? And in Habakkuk 2:2 it says, write it down and so it is. No, write a vision and make it plain. So did you write your vision and make it plain so you know when you get to the end of the finish line that you know what your goals is? You know what the finish line look like? In your relationship, what does that perfect relationship look like to me? Ask yourself, what does that perfect relationship look like to me? What is it that I want from my mate? And the last one, am I giving my mate a reason to fight for us? Because we know sometimes women and men, we ask for things from our mate, but we're not willing to give them something to fight for. We're not willing to give our all, but we want their all, but we're not willing to give our all. And so you got to think, you have to ask yourself those deep questions. So this is like a deep thought, because we often say we want to get to the finish line, but we don't even know what the finish line is. We just know we want to wake up the next day and miraculously be rich, or miraculously have a ring on our finger and somebody say, I marry you. But you did not go through everything that you needed to go through to get to the finish line. You wasn't willing to work hard to get to the finish line. You just want Mr. Right to come up on his big white horse and say, I'll marry you. Or you want Miss Right to just walk in the door looking good, smelling good, and feeling good and say, yes, I'm my king, I will be with you. But when times get rough and times get hard and y'all got to move to the next level, what work are you willing to do to make it to that end, so that when things come up against you and the devil, he will attack you, what things are you willing to do to help those changes come along? Now for me, I said, What will I accomplish by going to school? What is it that I want to accomplish by going to school? What career do I see schooling taking me? Where do I see it taking me? What is the finish line for me? So those are questions that I had to ask myself, and that was underlined under the big question that I asked in the beginning. And when you ask yourself, what it does is it allows you to think, because you're not just asking for the bigger picture without figuring out all the things that's in between the lines. All right? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. The second question is, how or what do I need to do in order to make this change occur? In a relationship, you want a change to come, but what part did you play in it? Did you pour into your mate? Did you uplift them? Or did you tear him or her down? So you want this great relationship. You want this Boaz, the man that the God speaks about in the Bible, Boaz, the wonderful man. But ladies, are you willing to lay at his feet and wash his feet? Are you willing to pour into him and tell him that he's the most beautiful, handsome, gracious man on this earth? Are you willing to do your part to uplift him as your king, as your Boaz? Men, when you have a woman and you want your wife to have dinner ready, have food, have the dinner ready when you come home, have the house clean, the kids taken care of, when you come home from work or you come home from a hard day, perhaps you might just want all of this done and you didn't even go to work today. You've been out hanging with your boys. And so when you come home from hanging out with your boys, you want everything done. But did you give your wife a reason to work hard for you? Are you doing your part? Are you showing up big, bold, and proud and putting everything you need to into this relationship so that you could get the results that you want? That gives you something to think about. Now, in your work relationship, you want things to change in your work. You want things to change in your life. And when you go to work, you want to ask yourself, do you want the change to come on your job if you're always late? So if you're always late to work, you want them to give you accolades and give you bonuses and raises, but you always late? Do you get a good night's rest before you get up and go to work so that you can make it there early? And when you get to work early, that you're giving it your best shot that you got? Or do you realize that the job you are at, you have reached your highest peak that you can go, and this job no longer challenges you. This job no longer allows you to grow, to use your expertise and your talents. You're just going to work, punching the clock, and you're just here. Oh, I'm here. Or do you reach and you find another job so that when you step into that job, that you can teach them all that you know, but at the same time you can learn more and you can grow so that you can use those experiences and go on somewhere else to the next level? Or when you step up and open up your company, you've learned a lot along the way. Somebody always say it to me, life is full of lessons. If you learn those lessons, then you'll have a long way to go in life. But if you don't learn that lesson, then you're going to have to go back over that example again. So make sure you're asking yourself, am I learning the lesson out of the experience that I'm having? Am I gaining all that I need to gain out of this particular experience? It gives you something to think about. Food for thought. Now, you can also say, what do I need to do to start my own business? For me, I needed to know how long I had to go to school in order to get my degree. Man, sometimes going to schools can be a long time, and we like, oh my God, I don't want to go to school for 2 years, 4 years. The doctor is 7 years, 8 years. I don't know. You feel like you in school forever. Oh, man. So we're going to go to the third and final question. The third question is, am I willing to do what is necessary to make the change? Ask yourself, am I willing to do what is necessary to make that change? See, we all ask for change. But when we are not ready for what comes with change, then you can block your blessing. When you are not ready for what comes with change, then change may not come. So you have to ask yourself, what is necessary in order to make a change happen in my life? When you aren't willing to work for it, then that says that you don't want the change bad enough. When you're not ready to work for it, it can come to you. And you're not ready, and that blessing keep going. When you ask yourself, am I willing to get counseling in my relationship so that a change can come? Am I willing to carry more of the weight until my partner or my mate can step up and hold their own, or possibly carry me one day? Food for thought. Am I willing to walk away because I'm done and this relationship is not going anywhere? Are you willing to say, I'm done living in the potential of a relationship instead of living in the reality of the relationship? Man, that makes me think about some things that I've done in my past. I did have to ask myself, because you say, well, they're a good person. They got potential. I know that we can go far in this relationship. But the reality is this person is not showing up doing their part. And they don't have the will and the desire to do their part. They just connected to you possibly because you're paying the bill. Or possibly because you're making good loving to them. Or possibly because they like your personality. Or there's people who just don't want to be alone. And they connected to you for the wrong reasons. So you have to ask yourself, what is the reality of this relationship that I'm in? On your job, are you willing to go after your dreams and your vision? Are you willing and ready to stand up bold and proud and say, I'm ready to make a change in my life. I'm ready to make a change on my job. I will do the work that is necessary to make this change. I meet a lot of people on a regular, everyday basis, and they're struggling with their housing situation. They're struggling in their relationship. They're struggling on the job. They're struggling with their kids. They're just struggling mentally. And I know that we don't all ask for bad things to happen to us. But are we willing to fight and make it through so that we can make that change in our life? Are we willing to fight for what God has blessed us with? Are we willing to learn the lessons that God wants us to learn so that change can come into our life? Food for thought. I'm a little serious this morning, huh? I'm blessed with something this morning. I have wonderful people tuning in, watching the show this morning. And good morning and God bless you to all of you all who are on the live this morning. I thank you for just being a blessing. I thank you for waking up at 7 a.m. so that a change and a blessing can come into your life. I thank you for my daughter flying in from Taiwan so that I can pour into her, so that a change can come into her life. I thank you for my producer getting up out of his sleep every Friday morning to produce this show and edit it and drop it on the YouTube channel so that a change can come into his life. See, sometimes you got to be consistent. You got to get up out of bed when you don't want to get up out of bed. You got to pray when you don't want to pray. You got to go to school and learn when you don't want to go to school, because every day, everything, every step that you take, it contributes to that change that is going to come into your life. And I promise you, change is going to come. Now for me, when I graduated from school in 2013 with my associate's degree, I immediately enrolled into a school to receive a certification in my billing and coding right after I graduated. I don't even think I waited 30 days. I started enrolling right as school was ending. I was already signing up for what the next thing was going to come. So now I'm in a situation where I got 3 kids. I'm on unemployment or receiving my food stamps. I'm broke trying to figure it all out. But yet I'm still trying to go to school. I'm still taking one step after another so that in the future, some way, somehow, all of it is going to contribute to the change that I'm going after. See, I didn't know what the bigger picture was. I didn't know what that vision and that goal was. I didn't know what that purpose was that God had placed inside of me. All I knew is that I had to prepare and get ready and do everything that I needed to do so that when that change comes, I can stand up bold and proud in that change. You see, after doing 4 years of medical billing and coding, I still need a change. I thank God for these past 4 years. Now is what? I've been doing it for 6 years. But those first 4 years, I thank God for that experience that I've gained in doing medical billing and coding. I started my own company, One Step Beyond You. I'm a motivational speaker, transformational coach. I do the podcast. I'm an author of the book, 7 Techniques of Healing. Man, oh, who would I ever thought? Me going to school when I was 35 years old, these things would come to play. But I had to do the steps back then so that when the change come, I was prepared. But not only did I go to school and obtain the knowledge. See, on Wednesday in Bible study, Pastor talked about gaining relationships. God connecting you with the right people. And when you get connected with the right people, they begin to pour favor into your life and the blessings begin to come. That you get connected to with the people that they connected to. You be connected to the blessings that they are connected to. And then the knowledge and the vision that's inside of them, they pour into you. And this all comes because you gained a relationship with somebody and they poured out favor to you. That's because you prepared yourself so that when that blessing came and that favor came, that you was in a position to receive. I can tell you about some people that God placed in my life, and because of connection through relationship, I stand here for you today and I can say I got favor. That people has poured into my hopes and my dreams. That people they stand behind me. Next week, I'm having the event, Motivating to Your Purpose 2019. This is my 2nd year doing this event. And I tell you, I have favor. Because I said, okay, Lord, when people don't know who you are, and you're not Les Brown or Lisa Nichols or Tony Robbins or T.D. Jakes or Sarita Jakes, when you are not big names, people don't want to spend money to come and see you. People don't want to spend money to come and see something that they can watch on YouTube. But I tell you, when you come in person to an event and you hear the message that God puts inside my belly that I'm able to pour out into others, you will see the change that God has blessed me with. And that change that he blessed me with, I'm able to pour it out to you. I bring other speakers on the platform because I promise you, they're going to teach you something that you didn't know. They're going to motivate and inspire you to on the level that you didn't even know God has placed inside of you. They're going to help you see visions and dreams that you didn't even know. Because all the time you was dreaming and having visions about the big white horse or the man coming to rescue you on the horse and your Boaz, or that job just miraculously saying, because you're late every day and you don't do a great job, we want to offer you a promotion. See, we give you tools and techniques that will help you prepare for the change. So when the change comes, you're ready for it. So I poured into my vision. You poured into yourself. I poured into my relationship. It didn't necessarily work, so it ended in a divorce. But I had to get outside my own way. I had to say it. I'm stopped living in the potential of this relationship, and I'm living into the reality that relationship wasn't good for me. A rewarding career, I poured into going to school so that the outcome could be a rewarding career of running my own company. I still stand on what I said. I will no longer be working for someone else. And one day, when my company, One Step Beyond You, is able to sustain on its own, I'll be working for myself. What is it that you poured into for yourself? What paths have you taken to get to where you are today? What dreams do you dream of? How did you prepare to make those dreams and those visions come true? So what I'm saying to you is, It is wonderful to have dreams. It is wonderful to have vision. It is wonderful to have purpose. But what are you willing to do to make those dreams, vision, and purpose come true? You see, I was homeless at times. I was in situations where I didn't know where my next meal was going to come from. I didn't know how I was going to put clothes on my kids' back, food in their mouth, how I was going to pay the light bill, how I was going to pay the gas bill. Sometimes I just cried for days in and days out. I didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I had to just get up and start making a change. So that means that I had to go to a homeless shelter. I had to go to the food programs. I had to start getting connected to the churches. I had to start asking God to send me that relationship so that me and my kids could no longer struggle. I had to just ask, open up and ask and research for my resources. There's resources out here, and I encourage everybody, whoever is struggling, whoever is in need, reach out, open your mouth and ask. There's no embarrassing thing. There's nothing embarrassing about things that we go through in life. A person can't help you if they don't know what you're going through. So don't be ashamed and embarrassed about things that happen to you in your life. Open up and search for your resources. Open up and ask somebody and say, hey, I'm going through this. Do you know someone who can help me? Do you know someone? Do you know of a job? I'm in need of a job and I'm willing to work hard. I've been making the change in my life and I'm ready to work out and play bold and big in what God has for me. So you got to be willing to do the work that is necessary. And I always say that. So don't accept the things that are happening to you in your life as a negative thing. Just learn the lesson from whatever it is that you're going through. There's a lesson that God wants you to learn from it. And I promise you, a change will come. I ask you without a shadow of doubt, are you ready for the change to come when it comes in your life? Are you ready for that change in your life? What are you willing to do to make it happen? Oh, praise God. That was such a powerful message for me this morning. I hope it blessed and touched many of you, because we have 1 week to go to Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019. Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I had to sacrifice a lot for this event. I had to miss out going to get my nails done, miss out going to get my hair done so that I could prepare for this event, so that when all you guys show up at Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019, that it's going to be an event that you will never want to miss out on. Every year you're going to want to come back. Now, we want to talk about, it's Friday morning, the week before the event, and I want to bless some people. God has blessed me. I want to bless you. We are giving away free t-shirts and prizes this weekend. So it's very important that you stay tuned and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. So if you're not liking the page, make sure you like the page. And make sure you subscribe. And if you're on Instagram, make sure you go on Instagram so that every time I drop an announcement for a free gift and giveaway, that you guys are the first one to be connected. So for today's special is you and a friend can attend Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019 for $80. 2 for $80. So you grab somebody, you say, okay, girl, let's split the price. And you get a great discount, and not only that, you get a wonderful experience. You say, how do I get my tickets to Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019? You can go on my website, www.onestepbeyondyou.com. That's the number 1 step, STEPBEYOND, the letter U.com. Or you can go to my Eventbrite page and just type in Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019, and it's going to show up. Those of you who are on Facebook, there's going to be an attachment, a link in the attachment below in the heading when you see this on Facebook. Now, we are going to give away a free One Step Beyond You t-shirt. Awesome. That is awesome. I'm so excited. Now ask me, Erica, how can I get this t-shirt? I don't hear you. Are you guys asking? I don't hear you. How can you get the free t-shirt? Well, this is how you can get the free t-shirt. You can win the t-shirt by sharing this video with everyone you know. everyone you know. Just go down your timeline and just share it and tag it with everyone you know. And go on to the Instagram page and share it also. Now, there are going to be contest videos also that's going to drop on Instagram, and you share those. So the person who has the most shares by the end of the weekend, or by the end before the event, you'll win a t-shirt. So that's how you're going to win that free One Step Beyond You t-shirt. I hope you guys are super, super excited, because I paid good money for those t-shirts. They're great quality, and you're going to look good standing up saying I'm successfully transitioning into the elevation of my purpose. So before I get off of this live today, I just want to make sure, are you guys prepared to ask yourself that question? Are you ready for a change when it comes in your life? Are you open and ready to receive? Did you do the work that was necessary for the change to come into your life? Now, make sure you tune in on Saturday and find the little short videos that will be dropped for Saturday's gifts and prizes. We're going to be doing giveaways all weekend. And when you come to the One Step Beyond You event, we're going to be doing even bigger giveaways at Motivating Into Your Purpose 2019. Can you hear the excitement in my voice? I am super, super excited. I am just so blessed and proud of all the people who are pouring into me. Man, because it wasn't easy when I got started doing One Step Beyond You. It was not an easy task, because I was working 2 jobs, still pouring into my kids, and now I'm stepping out, pouring and blessing people all over the world. And the blessing for me was, and I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to get off. When I went to Taiwan to visit my kids, and the young man comes to me and he says, Miss Erica, I watch your shows every week. You totally inspire and you bless me. When I found out that I was trending internationally, that I'm blessing people all over the world, I was like, thank you, Lord, for allowing me to take one step at a time and preparing myself for my change. I thank you, Lord, and always thank God for your blessings. I love you guys. I thank you for tuning in, and tune in for tomorrow. Videos, short videos, somewhere they're going to drop. I don't know when they're going to drop, but don't miss out on today's awesome special. Bring you and a friend to Motivating Into Your Purpose. 2 tickets for $80. That's only $40 a piece. And did I tell you I'm serving food? You're going to have food, free gifts, all of that is going to be phenomenal. I know people like food. And on top of all of that, you're going to get a great messages. You're going to get several great messages that's going to pour from us into you. And God bless you. And just remember, it only takes just one step beyond you.
Only one step.